The prevalence of the sun, moon, and stars. Seats of learning. Giving stars for their matriculation, calling children pupils like the sun, the pupils of the sky of Ra, Egyptian god of the sun. On flags, medals, money, heraldry, movie corporations, newspapers, state government centres, civil centres, military and police, you will find stars and symbols on all of these. The symbols are everywhere in all what we built, like the big wheel ride, the Big Dipper. This is a motif that all goes back to the zodiac, that turning of the celestial circle. How many of you realise this when you are playing a game of darts or roulette? Roulette is a game of chance. Spin the wheel with its demarcations, like the zodiac with the little white ball, i.e. the sun that you throw into. Well, the zodiac is the idea of fortune, Lady Fortune and fates, able to read your destiny and fortune. When we have a birthday, how many people realise to this day with that particular idiom came from? What do we have? We have a round cake which we cut into geometrical segments and put a little candle with a light on it, like the stars for each day of your life. And a zodiac is exactly that, a round template or table with a geometrical compartments which represent all the days of your life. We are trapped in its wheel inside the circle of the zodiac, and we commemorate this. The ancients knew about this. The rolling of the dice is connected to the squaring of the circle in all the ancient temples of the world, including the Christian temples, divination, i.e. divide nations. In the rolling of dice, they called those dice the Ermin Thurman, and the high priest would go to the holy place to roll the dice in order to divine the gods, how to install or the gods wanted to happen. There is many facts that have been hidden from you. The idea of playing drafts or playing a game of chess. The black and white squares. Black and white represent the turning of day and night. White for day, black for night. It's that simple. Because the movement of the luminaries, infinite turning of the movement, the turning of night and day. Like when you blink your eyes, night and day, dark and night, happening incessantly with the movement of the sun and moon and stars and wandering stars. We have this strange phenomena that the ancients knew, miraculously incredible. We just don't even know about it to this today. They try to commemorate this in the game of chess, the 64 squares and the various pieces that represent the constellations. Freemasons understand this. They understand these mysteries of secret societies, often have been the ones being the great achievers. Religions have not achieved anything. They are responsible for confusing this gnosis. The secret society and the mystery cults were the ones who preserved a lot of the knowledge. Freemasons understand also that within the playing cards, the regular 52 cards, the secret of the Great Pyramids, the building of the pyramids, and the geometry and numerology, and the architect principles are in the 52 playing cards. That's the mystery of these incredible cards, because the Egyptians wasn't left-brained. They wasn't left-brained people. They didn't write things down in stacks and stacks of books in order to explain to us in that kind of way. They had other ways of communicating to us that we think are simpletons now, because we have become so dependent on left brain thought and left brain cognition. The Egyptians wasn't like that. They used whole brain, and there is a whole different communication that comes with that. So a child's game like rolling the dice or playing cards, incredible mysteries, can actually be contained, some with tarot cards as well. Dominoes, chess, drafts, all board games is studied correctly, and not only there to teach us how to unify consciousness. That's what the idea was. We have reduced it to a near fun and games and competitiveness. The whole agenda is very different now. Even hopscotch, the idea of jumping with 1 foot and then 2 feet along this numbered path is connected to this old concept of a tree of life. It's connected to what is known as the Kabbalistic tree of life, but again toned down in the way it will preserve it through the ages, because whoever created it understood that ages would change, and there would be a time would come, and ordinary people couldn't care about these devices and not want to preserve the ancient gnosis. This would fall into this Newtonian sleep. So the miracle was they was able to preserve the cultured idioms in cryptic ways that we will preserve, perhaps not even understanding what we are doing. So many of the idioms that we are performed today, the jumping of the bull's head you see in Latin types of countries, the ceremonies in Nepal, the carousel and playing cards and nursery rhymes, it's well known that they are filled with astrotheological sidereal motifs. And Jack being quick, Jack jump over the candlestick for eons. The candlestick was understood to be axis of the earth, and Jack is the name of the sun. So right there is the sun passing over the polar axis, was encapsulated in a little poem, in a story that doesn't mean much in any other way. The fact that we have fountains in the squares of the world, gushing waters, will come to understand that a lot of this has very ancient history. The fact we light up fireworks at times of ceremony, the fireworks display rituals, goes back a long way. It has to do with the male impregnating the female. We have the phallic, which is fire, which is shot off into the womb of the body of the night, i.e. goddess, Nuth, Y. So there will be a promising tomorrow. The stars and luminaries was always seen as embryonic life forms in a great womb, the great night. The womb of the great night, goddess Nith. And so at great times of ceremony, when people were looking forward for prosperity and abundance, they had the ceremony of firing this phallic light, the little analytic sperm, to the ovum or into the womb of the night goddess for promising tomorrow. Even the money that we use, and the fact that we get the 3 basic colours, silver, gold and bronze, Those represent the sun, moon, and earth. When people are given medals of honour, that also have stellar symbols on them, but they come in those three colours in order to commemorate articulation descends to us from the stars, the sun being the great achiever, the moon being the next, and the bronze representing the earth, the three great levels of articulation. And even when we are given medals, often we are standing on what looks like an Egyptian pyramid. Not only are we given medals, which are circular, but we are often given ones that are in the shape of a star. It's also known that most of the dances of the world, and most specifically